By the law of the jungle, a larger fish eats away a smaller fish. That's known as the Matsya Nyaya. But when it comes to the society, then it is Nyaya, or it is the justice which needs to be done. Everybody has a right to live, and diversity is a part of existence. That's what we have realized out. There are a group of people on the other end of the continuum. What I mean to say is that if you take 100 people in terms of their capability to sing, approximately 15 this side would be extraordinary singers like Lata Mangeshkar, S.P. Balasubramaniam. Some 70% here would be normal bathroom singers who sing okay. Another 15% will not have any specific, or rather they will be very poor singers. The same distribution will apply for artists, for people who are athletics, etc., etc. Similarly, our sensory skills, may it be seeing, may it be hearing, may it be the intellectual capability, these all also follow out the same normal bell-shaped curve distribution. So there are a group of people who may be having lesser skills as compared to the so-called normal population, and they are often termed as people with disabilities. So these people with disabilities have extraordinary skills in other areas, or they can be contributing member to the society if the environment is made accessible. This particular point was felt out quite strong during the 1980s. The year 1980 was the year when Helen Keller had completed 100 years of her birth. They wanted to celebrate it and went to the United Nations, and United Nations said, no, fine, we'll take it up as the year for disability, and 1980 was celebrated. A group of people joined, a group of countries joined, and they said, no, 1 year of disability won't do. We have to take and plan for decades. So decades of disabilities were planned out, 1981 to let's say 1992, and again and again. During this first decade of disability, which was between 1981 to 1992, there were a group of people, a committee was formed, and some countries like Sweden and Italy, they gave a draft saying that a set of laws and rules should be made, which should be followed up uniformly by all the signatories of the UN. But the other countries said that no, we have enough amount of laws, no need to do this, etc., etc. But time passed, and the decade of disabilities were celebrated. Corresponding changes were there in India as well. In the year 2000, 5 major NGOs working for people with disabilities approached the United Nations and said that no, there should be a convention and there should be a uniform recommendations out of the convention, to which everybody should agree, and a draft was started. So in the year 2001, a committee was formed by the UN. Mexico and Italy had a major contribution, and a set of definitions, a set of provisions were planned out, which were supposed to be taken up uniformly by everybody. So on 13th December 2006, UN General Assembly passed the treaty and adopted it. So adopting it on 13th December 2006 was not enough. It was to be implemented by ratification by at least 20 countries. So on 30th March 2007, it was open for signature, and this was probably the first of its convention which got highest number of signatures. That is, 162 countries signed it on the opening day. And after 30th March, they required at least 20 countries to ratify it. India was a signatory and got it ratified. That is, passed in the parliament as a bill in the year 2007, 1st October. So after that, we started working on the act. Now the UN got the act passed in the parliament of 20 countries and got it in force from 3rd May 2008. So since 2007, we had our Person with Disability Act, which was passed out in the year 1996. And this was in the year 2007, so we worked out heavy. And in the year 2016, the RPWD Act, or Rights for Person with Disability Act, was passed out in the Parliament. And the first page, if you read it, it says that an act to give effect to the United Nations Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities and for matters connected therewith or incidental thereof. Whereas the United Nations General Assembly adopted its Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities on the 13th day of December 2006. So since 2006 we are working out, and this particular RPWD Act, Rights of Persons with Disability Act in India 2016, is based upon the 8 principles which were laid down by the UNCRPD. The 8 principles are: respect for inherent dignity, individual autonomy, including the freedom to make one's own choice. The second was non-discrimination. The third was full and effective participation and inclusion in the society. The fourth was respect for differences and acceptance of persons with disabilities as a part of human diversity. The fifth was equality of opportunity. Sixth was accessibility. Seventh was equality between men and women. The last, or the H, was respect for the evolving capacity of children with disabilities and respect for the right of children with disabilities to preserve their identities. So these were the 8 basic principles on which the RPWD Act is formed. Thank you.